this is everything, plus a little bit more that we have to pack into these backpacks for our next 2.5-week European trip. Yeah, we did it after 4 hours of very strategic packing, only due to the strongest zippers I've ever seen in my entire life. On our way to Paris, we had a stopover in New York City and decided to stay with my sister. We dropped all of our bags off at her apartment and headed straight to Times Square to, get the good New York City vibes going. We always say if you're looking to go see a city and you only have a couple hours to do it, like on a layover like this, hop onto a hop-on, hop-off bus tour. And then try saying that 10 times fast.
Chicken like kava?
Actually, we'll have to tell you to try it.
Now, while these tours kind of seem touristy, they're actually a really great way to see the big city in a small amount of time. And you can usually get a good deal on them if you negotiate with the ticket sellers who are on basically every corner of the street in New York. You'll get to see things like the Empire State Building, Fifth Avenue, Flatiron District, and hop off whenever you want, which we highly recommend hopping off for lunch here at Italy. This is one of our favorite places to go to in the city because it's just like an Italian marketplace, and they have the best hot chocolate during the wintertime.
Concrete jungle where dreams are made of.
Now there's different bus companies, but this is a full map of all the stops that this bus company stops at.
Where are we right now?
We did the downtown tour or the Red Line because last year for Christmas we went to New York City and we already walked through Central Park, and so we wanted to see some new things. But here are some prices if you wanted to do a multi-day and get a couple different lines in. Again, you really get the best deals if you talk to a seller on the corner of the street. They're usually really kind and want to make a sale too, but just make sure they're legit if you're going to go that option. Once we made it all the way south, we jumped off at the famous Wall Street Bowl. Now this was really packed with people, and I expect it always is, so we just snapped a couple pictures and that was good enough for us. Then we headed straight to the New York stock market, and I had no idea, but it was heavily guarded, so this was as close as we got. We then walked straight over to the 9/11 memorial site. On the way over, we walked through the St. Paul's Chapel, and this is one of my favorite spots in Manhattan because the story is just crazy. If you don't know, the chapel was constructed in 1766 and is the oldest church building in Manhattan. And it's located less than 100 yards from the World Trade Center site. This was the only thing left standing after the horrible 9/11 attacks. So needless to say, it's pretty amazing we were able to walk through it.
I lost you.
Across the street from the chapel is the memorial site. They created a food hall that sits next to the 9/11 museum that you could stop by and grab a bite to eat at before you go in. We haven't made it into the museum yet because we wanted enough time to fully appreciate it, which we heard takes about 3 to 4 hours, if not longer. So this is on the top of our list for the next time we're here. Here we sat for a while at the 2 water memorial sites before we wanted to pay a visit to the Survivors Tree. These videos really don't do the memorial justice, and for that we highly recommend you making this a priority for your trip when you come to visit. Again, if you want to add the museum to part of your day, it's fully doable, just make sure you allow for enough time so you can see the whole place. Then we hopped back on the bus to Chelsea Market, and I know it sounds crazy, but these are hands down our favorite lobster rolls. Okay, they're tied with the ones we've had in Boston, but if you remember our last trip, this is a place we randomly stumbled upon when we were super hungry, cold, and wet.
You see it?
So of course we had to go back just to make sure it was as good as we remembered.
Okay, what's been your favorite part so far? What was your favorite stop? Or like favorite thing you saw?
We saw a lot. It was cool, like being up above, getting to see the platinum, like where you guys kind of like up top section.
Where we lived? Or the, I didn't even know you paid attention when I said that. That's so funny. Ugh. Oh, let's go get it, go get it. You've secured the bag.
We got the lobster roll combo each, and it was a perfect serving for us. 1 lobster roll, 1 cup of the best clam chowder I've ever had, and 1 bag of chips. We also get their fresh lemonade because we're just suckers for a sign that says fresh lemonade. And just as you could probably guess, it was just as good as we remembered. They also have an oyster bar if you're into that too. Chelsea Market is overall such a fun place to visit. It has a huge variety of food, so everyone is bound to find a place that they like here. If you're with a group of people or if you're indecisive on what to eat, this is always our go-to. You can even get food to go and eat on tables together outside. So we wanted to explore more of the market, and we found ourselves in front of this new boba place, and JR decided he had to try the Vietnamese coffee.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
Large leafy green tea?
From here, we hopped back on the bus and it took us uptown towards my sister's apartment, finishing our whole Red Line loop. The bus ends at 6:30, which we didn't completely understand until it fully stopped and we got kicked off in the middle of Times Square, so we had a small walk to the apartment, and at this point we were exhausted. We napped for a quick bit, packed up all of our stuff, and got ready to jump onto our overnight flight to Europe. This is JR's first time in Europe, which you'll hear me say so many times in the next few videos, and my first overnight flight in reclined seats, which we decided to splurge on for a total of $300 with a budget airline Norse. You'll see all of that in the next video with a full honest review of what we actually thought of the whole experience and whether we would recommend it for you to try. After that, we headed to a stopover in Paris for the most fancy and romantic meal of our lives. Then Switzerland, Oktoberfest, Italy, and way more than I can fit into this outro. So we'll see you in the next video, but don't forget to like and subscribe so you can keep up with all of our next travels.